Well, my name is Greta Gosnell. This is my husband, Sven. We are a military family. I will admit it was definitely my idea initially, although I certainly couldn't do it without Sven. I connected with our family through the welcome.us portal, so I don't have any family in Ukraine. I'm not Ukrainian, and so I created a profile and then we were able to start communicating. Being a military family, I was looking, especially initially, for hopefully another military family that we could support.
Having served multiple tours overseas, knowing that my wife and children are home safe or in a safe location allows me to focus more on the battle in front of me. Being able to help those gentlemen over there who are actually in the fight right now and engaged makes us feel like we're actually contributing to the safety and security of Ukraine.
They landed, and an hour later they still had not come out. Of course, once I found a place to sit and I looked down for 10 seconds, they came out the door, so I missed them. I got up right away, and as I walked towards them, they saw me and they recognized me. I could tell because they started smiling and waving. And so it was wonderful that they recognized me so quickly. You know, here are three women, a grandmother, mother, and 12-year-old daughter, who are traveling alone, who are meeting someone they don't know and entrusting their personal safety with me. I was just so impressed by that courage.
You have to show a little bit of grace to human beings because they're coming from a place where they were fearful to a place where there's a language barrier, a cultural difference. Grandmother and I are right around that same age, so she remembers the Cold War like I do, where, you know, they were part of the Soviet Union, therefore they were the evil empire, and so were we. So you have to set all that stuff aside and understand that we're just human beings. My grandfather, who I'm named after, came over fleeing Nazi Germany in 1940 from Denmark, and he had to learn everything on the fly with nobody there. Well, at least we're here for somebody to help them get through that process. So I feel like I can kind of honor my family's heritage of coming over here through doing this.
For us, at least so far, it has not been as hard as some of the fears that I had, which is great. However, because we are in a more rural, central, location in Illinois, we're not near a large city. When I connected with the local refugee center, I had to explain a lot to them what the program was. And once I explained and kind of spoke their language, then they understood, oh, I have to get this document, this, and then we were off to the races. What you did, which was so helpful, was connect me with some sponsors, in my general location, 1 or 2 counties away. And so because they've been through it, they told me exactly what to do. The sponsors that came before me, who did this 6, 8, 9 months ago, educated me a lot and continue to. So once you go through it once, it's easy to learn, but you just have to go through it once, and so I think that's why it's so helpful to connect with folks who've been through it before. I would recommend that sponsors do their research. I think there's a lot of ideas floating around that people who support refugees have to support them 100% for years and years, and that's just not the truth. The ones we're sponsoring are going to be moving into their own housing with their own benefits probably next month. It's not as much of a long-term commitment financially as some potential sponsors may fear. Now, I would argue that you definitely should try and gather a circle. I have 2 sisters and my mother who helped support our family, so we didn't do it alone. We did not, and the community has been great. Now, yes, you do need to take it upon yourself to be proactive and take the initiative.
There's a whole big world out there of people in need, and we can't just expect other people to do it. It's not an easy thing to do, and it's not a comfortable thing to do, but it's a necessary thing to do. Don't expect everybody to come out there and jump in and help you out. And that's okay, because you're doing the right thing, right? For the right reasons. And if you can do that and say that, then you're truly a blessed person because you were in a position to do that.
I realized very quickly there was no more direct way to help someone than to volunteer to do something like this. You know, again, this is just my experience, but I definitely think that many of us do not realize just how quickly and how easily you can make such a big difference in someone's life. Literally 2 days after they arrived, I received a Facebook message from one of the husbands, and he specifically outlined the fact that he is so grateful that he does not have to worry about his wife and his mother now, and that no one is hurting them. I mean, you know, that how much more explicit can you get than that? And so the fact that we are able to